So there I was in kindergarten riding the school bus, and I saw a girl that I wanted to sit with me because I wanted to be her friend really bad. And I patted the seat next to me and I was like, "Hey Sam, why don't you come sit here next to me?" And she was like, "I don't want to." And I was like, "Why not?" And she said, "Because you have red hair." I was like, huh. It's like, I didn't really get it. And that is the only time in my life I've ever experienced something negative about my red hair. Because sometimes people ask, like, "Oh, did you ever wish you didn't have red hair? Or did people ever give you a hard time?" Like, not really, just the girl named Sam in kindergarten that I wanted to be friends with. But my hair journey, the reason I call this "I'm never dyeing my hair again" is because I found out the hard way about dyeing your hair when you are a redhead. I will share that thing that I learned. If you don't already know it, maybe you do. I will share that thing that I learned later in the video. But my natural redhead hair journey, like I said, the only negative thing was in kindergarten on the school bus when I was in like my, I think early to mid 20s. I was going through a hard time, and I did what any 20-something would do when she's going through a hard time, and I'm gonna dye my hair. So that's what I was gonna do, is gonna dye my hair. My goal in dyeing my hair was to get it to be the color of, I was thinking of like Nicole Kidman, who, yes, is a natural redhead, but you know, I could look at some pictures of her at the time and I think I was thinking of like strawberry blonde. So like almost platinum blonde, but kind of like strawberry-ish. So that's what I wanted to, because as you can see now, I mean, maybe my hair was a little more red when I was in my early 20s, but pretty much this is the color. Like, I guess you call it more like ginger. It used to be bright red when I was little, but then it's probably getting more brown as I get older. But I'll talk about that later too, my old age hair goals. And so anyways, I was determined to dye my hair because that would make everything better, or it would be like I'm doing a thing while I'm having a hard time. I'm gonna dye my hair, doggone it. So I went with a friend to some local grocery store chain there. For any who know, it might have been Fred Meyer. We don't have those out here, but when I was growing up, those were everywhere. I think we went to a Fred Meyer, and I got the hair dye because on the cover it looked like the platinum strawberry blonde that I wanted. So I was feeling all like rebellious, and because I always said I'm never dyeing my hair. And because I was always really happy with my hair, even when Sam in kindergarten wasn't going to sit by me, I just still was okay with my red hair. Anyways, so I was really feeling like, man, I'm doing a big thing, dyeing my hair a different color, and people are going to notice. It's going to be so different. So I went through the whole process of however long it takes to dye your own hair, and washed it out or did whatever you do. It's been a while, but it barely changed. It looked hardly any different at all. I was so upset because I was ready and geared up for this like big change. And so my friend suggested, like, why don't we do it? Let's do it again. Because she's really trying to support my I'm doing a thing moment. And so we went back to the store and got another home hair dye kit for the exact same color. Came home, did the whole process again. To me, it again barely changed. Here's what it did do. At the time, I had like different shades of red, like different hairs were like, some of them were like blonde, some of them were deep red, some of them were auburn, but it was like all mixed in, looked like this, but it had like different types of colors. So like when the light hit, it, looked different. It turned it like just all one shade of, just like pick one of the lightest ones here, and it made it kind of like all that color, but it barely changed. Like, many people said nothing about it when they saw me because it really didn't look that different, unfortunately. Well, the very next day, me and my friend run into someone that we both knew, and her son was a redhead. And she mentioned something like, hey, how have you guys been? Or what have you been up to? And we talked about how we attempted to dye our hair the night before. And I shared how I had to do it twice and it still barely made a difference. And she said, well, my son, he's a redhead. And for redheads, you have to bleach the hair first. Because something about the pigment in redheads' hairs is stronger or more, or I don't know. So she's like, yeah, you have to, if a redhead wants to dye their hair, they have to bleach their hair first and then color it. I was like, oh, so angry because I was going to do this thing where I'm going to look different and I'm going to look like Nicole Kidman with her strawberry blonde hair, and it's going to be amazing and different and such a change. So that was, I don't know, 20 years ago, 19, I don't know. It's been a while. And ever since then, I've been like, I'm never dyeing my hair again. Also, I'm just really fine with my hair. I don't have a problem with my hair. So much so that as I get older, I won't be dyeing my hair either. And I know everyone feels different ways about that. And I just really, okay, let's put it this way. The times that I have found white hairs, I get really excited because I'm like, doggone it, I earned those. So I'm happy to earn my white hair. As redheads age, their hair does typically seem to go, I guess depending on the type of redhead you are. My type of redhead, we tend to go from when we're kids, bright, beaming red auburn hair, and then to this where it's, the lighting's hard to tell, but you could still tell that I'm a redhead. But it is probably going to be turning more and more brown as I age, because that's just kind of what happens to redheads. We don't just go natural color, pigmented color to silver gray. We turn more brown and then white, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so side note, when I was an elementary school teacher, we had the whole school did the thing called the 100th day of school. So in our school, on the 100th day of school, you would dress up like a 100-year-old. I don't remember why, but it was fun and super cute to see the kids come to school dressed like they were 100 years old. It was really adorable. So what I did was I got, it was either baby powder or cornstarch, probably baby powder. And I made my hair completely white and I loved it so much that I was just I took pictures and I would look at the pictures and be like, oh, that's my future. I cannot wait. So all that to say, I am never dyeing my hair again. And I really cannot wait till I have white hair. Okay, but there's still many years and experiences to have and make the most of each moment and all that. But when I get to the age that my hair turns white, I will be very excited and very happy. I would love to hear if you are a redhead. Has this been your experience? Did people ever give you a hard time about having red hair? Are you someone who has dyed your hair red, and what was that like for you? Or if you just had a hair dyeing fail. Please tell us in the comments so we don't feel like we're the only ones. All right, thank you for watching.